Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As they keep us busy with the Trump shit show, with a clown show, the Russians and the rest of the world, with China and others, take over important partners that the United States of America used to have. It's okay. We're gonna all have a group masturbation with all this show about Trump, which is not gonna happen. Anything's gonna happen. He's just gonna be kept away from being allowed to run for the office of President of the United States of America. And after that's gone, they say, "Well, we didn't find anything. Sorry." And all of a sudden, we just get focused on that, while the Russians are just getting friendlier with Saudi Arabia, China, India, and Iran, Venezuela, Brazil, everybody else but the 40 countries that are in US's grip, which are the European idiots, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, and maybe two other. Okay, so that's what it is. And on the other hand, you have the rest of the world, which is about 150 other states that are taking care of business, and they are, how should I put it, creating ties and get friendlier. But it's okay. Trump will be indicted. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on to this little article here that would give you an example of what's going on outside of Trump's little shit show here. Agence France Presse, April 6, 2023. Russian frigate makes a rare port call in Saudi Arabia. That's the one with Zircon hypersonic missiles, I might add. All right. So we have here two Russian vessels left Jeddah on Thursday after making the first port call by the Russian Navy in a Saudi port for a decade, Russian officials said. Saudi Arabia now opens embassies with Iran. They open flights between the two countries. Again, Saudi Arabia just cut again from the 2 million barrels of oil per day. Now there's 2,500,000 barrels per day. United States is going to still suck oil from its reserves in Texas and Louisiana, Alabama, whatever those are. Remember the 714 million barrels stored over there? It will have to done with that, with these beautiful guys. It's okay. Trump is going to be indicted. Yeah, man. Yeah, because he got Stormy and paid her to shut the out. Anyway, let's go back here. Jesus Christ. We deserve it. But anyway, I'll be out of it soon. The frigate Admiral Gorshkov and the tanker Kama arrived in Jeddah on Wednesday and left less than 24 hours later after a long-arranged visit, a Russian embassy official in Riyadh told Agence France Presse on condition of anonymity. Russia's defense ministry said on its website that the port call was the first by a Russian warship for about 10 years. Yeah, so someone is losing it. The two ships took on food and drinking water in the Red Sea port, the ministry said. A cultural program was also scheduled for the crew, it added. The Admiral Gorshkov, which is armed with Zircon hypersonic missiles, I think this is the same one that was in South Africa for those drills with South Africa and China. Good job, right? And in the meantime, we were interested again in Trump and January 6 BS. And Kama were part of a group of Russian Northern Fleet vessels that left in January and has taken part in two exercises in the Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea. One of the exercises was with China and South Africa. There you freaking go. Saudi Arabia has taken a conciliatory stance over Russia's invasion of Ukraine, calling for a political solution. Russia has worked closely with the kingdom and other members of the Organization of Oil Exporting Countries, OPEC, in efforts to manage the oil markets. Earlier this month, OPEC and its allies cut production by more than 1 million barrels per day in a surprise move. Again, that sent prices soaring and drew criticism from the United States. Well, go back to Trump and see how you're going to take care of him and Stormy Daniels. You're going to have a lot of beer to sell, a lot of advertisements over there, commercials on the TV. A lot of people will be like glued to the TV. I don't have a TV over there, but just I have to, for these purposes, yeah, baby, oh, thank you. Or not even that, because it's a can. And belly, and then, hey honey, give me some chips. All right? Hey America, you've been much better, and you will be better. But if you keep doing this, you're gonna really become something that you've never been before. Slaves in your own country. Remember that one. So the Russians, as I said, they're looking into developing relations and connections with everybody else over there. These guys showed their limitation already. They tried to blackmail, use threats and all that. That's the extent of their limitation. Now you know who are the weasels and bottom feeders, European Union and extra, and the ones that I mentioned before. They're not independent countries. Those are vassal states. That's what they are. Sorry, but hey, you know what? Go and vote, because democracy will help you. See how it worked for us here in the States of America for the past, I don't know how many, 70 years already. Even before, I think, what's his name? Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the second Roosevelt. Since even then, it just took a shit. But this is what happens with a mass democracy, where you have the mass media teaching us who to vote and who to like and who to hate, and then what trial to see and what not, and let criminals just scot-free, and others just try to indict them for giving a blowjob to a porn star. Okay, and hey, he paid her with the campaign money. Ooh, my God. All right, well, whatever. Right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. You know, if I wouldn't care about this country, I wouldn't make these videos like the way I make them. I would be like, yeah, man, go ahead. Be stupid. But I love this country. I love the values it stands for, or at least it has them engraved in their Constitution and in Declaration of Independence, their way of life. They're different people, different society, different culture. And it's becoming a garbage. It's becoming. And it's been happening for about, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years in an accelerating way. Not in, linear, an exponential decadency. Well, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. And I would like you not to keep your mouth shut either, because you're going to have a very small minority of people, some of them certain kind of, I don't know, and then because they're loud and make a lot of noise, might seem that they have a majority, but they're not. They're just a loud, pussified minority. That's what they are. Thank you very much for being with me again today. They try to disarm us by shaming us, by trying to make us feel, ashamed of our culture, about our heritage, about our laws, about our, don't do that. Don't do that. They have nothing to show in return. Nothing. They have nothing. Their option is something that they tell us in the future. If you look in the back, in the past, you're going to find out that those kind of policies, you can find them at the end of empires, end of civilizations, when perversity and all that was, pushed. Look at Rome. Look at Rome. It's a good example. At the end of the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, all right? Look how degenerated that became. We're going that way, and that's the alternative. But anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.